Bristol Speedway. We've got AJ Brzezinski coming up to talk about that. Then in the 8th, get this, the Braves score 8 runs in the top of the 8th to take an 8-run lead. The Reds come back and score 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th to tie it at 11. Then both Braves end up winning this one 12-11 in 10 innings. More wonderful. You know what? I've decided to make Malik Neighbors one of my guys.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
He is.
And Russ.
No, Russ, he has to be.
Well, no one like really is showing Russ a lot of love. Like no one's talking about the Russ renaissance.
Skinny Russ. Russ is down to his Seattle weight.
Is he really?
Yeah, he looks good.
Look at this. He's releasing the ball.
Okay.
Malik hasn't even turned around.
Moving around like
right
crazy, scrambling.
Giants
if he could add that running game to it, to his package again,
he was so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
He's not that old.
No, he's not. Not today.
Wonderful debut of the virtual chain gang. Accurate. We lose a little bit of the drama with the guys coming out. Coach, what were your thoughts on accuracy of the first down marker here?
Here's my feeling: is we have self-driving cars, we have space stations, we have all these things
for a long time.
Yeah, we have. We should be able to get something that measures 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a real. This is a real thing that we can do, and I like it. Why should human error, if we can take it out, affect the game? If it's the most fair way to do it and it's the most accurate way to do it, it's great. It's great.
God only knows how many measurements over the decades have been wrong. Whether it was the ball placement, you know what I mean, the chains, whatever. Yeah, it's about time. It's like the NFL was stuck in, the Ice Age?
I just hope the referees still, I know it's going to be on the score.
They're going to have the chains out there.
Yeah, just in case it technically breaks down. But I do like when the referees have to,
Will they do that, though?
Unfortunately, no. I think it's going to be more like tennis. The league will develop a little bit of...
will be gone. No more index
But you also
cards.
love the tension of the guys running out with the chains.
Yes,
it was cool.
That slight pull.
I'm sure we'll develop it somehow.
It was cool. It was cute.
Final wonderful Rangers-Mariners. Cal Raleigh has not stopped hitting home runs. This is number 42. Wow. Breaks the record for home runs by a switch-hitting catcher.
Well, people have thought...
Early.
Right, over the second half of the season, being a catcher is going to get to him. He's going to be worn down. Not yet.
Hitting bombs.
I'm starting to pull for Cal.
To do what?
Hit 60.
60 is still a magical number.
For a catcher?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Be incredible.
That's we're in one from the National Pastime. We are now going to the Hall of Fame game. Chargers over the Lions, thanks in part to an impressive performance from 2021 number 3 overall pick Trey Lance. Trey goes 13 for 20, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Here's Harbaugh and Trey postgame.
Big night for Trey. Just played calm, played cool, collected. Ran the operation. Thought he threw the ball really well, and good night for him. He's been playing good, and college, not as much as most guys have coming out of college in terms of starts and games, and then he gets into pro ball and wins a starting job and then gets hurt, and so he hasn't had a lot of game experience, and that's what we're trying to give him, and he acquitted himself well.
I get better every time I touch the field, whether it's practice, walkthrough, game, and I feel like I'm in a great spot to continue to grow. My goal was to take a big step in my career, and I want to be a starter one day. That's my goal. I believe it'll happen. I'm just waiting for that opportunity.
Okay. Coach, you called it. Are you buying Lance as the next QB to reclaim his career?
Well, this is the best opportunity for him to do it. This is the best situation for him to do it. And what Jim said about his game experience in college, people forget, he only started 19 games. Right. He started 19 games. Now, he was 19-0 in the 19 games he started. But then in pro football, he's only started 5 games. So it's compared to a lot of quarterbacks that get the opportunity that he got, he's dramatically underexperienced comparatively. And now to be in this system I remember what I talked about with Greg Roman having Colin Kaepernick, who had some similar skill sets in the way that Colin developed. It feels like a really good fit from a scheme perspective, from a coaching perspective. And then you also, whether it's Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, who loves their quarterbacks up more than those guys? So here's a guy that gets drafted 3rd overall, doesn't go very well, has got to have some confidence issues, and now you've got one of the best hype men you could possibly ask for in Jim Harbaugh telling him, yeah, this is possible. And I imagine it may not happen this year, but he's in the right spot to make it happen.
Yeah, I said yesterday I've kind of given up on him. And I just mean, like, right now he's not on my radar at all. Obviously, the hope in L.A. is he doesn't play a snap this year because Justin Herbert is healthy. But I have not written him off in the future as maybe a guy that one day could be a starter, maybe I don't know, a franchise quarterback. But you're right. He's only 25. He started 19 games in college. And remember, that was at the FCS level, or it used to be Division I AA at North Dakota State. So the leap to the pro, not only did he make the leap to the NFL, and we've seen other quarterbacks, to be fair, do that from FCS, but he goes into a situation, kind of like Ben Simmons said, where they were expected to win.
Yep.
Like, he was supposed to be great. He was playing with a team that was ready to win now. So there was a lot of pressure on him, and without having the experience. So I do think this is a way he can learn. He obviously has the athleticism. I thought last night he looked calmer and more poised. I get it, he's playing against guys, most of whom won't be in the league a month from now. But I thought he did look better last night than he maybe ever did when he was playing those 5 games with the Niners.
And you add to that Niners equation, not only did he get drafted 3rd overall, but they traded away a bunch for him.
Yeah.
So it's the expectation to win. They trade away a bunch of picks. And then, I mean, that's hard for anybody to come into and be successful right away. The other thing I like about that the Chargers did is they gave him $2 million. So I'm not saying that's the high end of backups, but that's more than I thought he was going to get this opportunity. So it tells you a little bit about their conviction in terms of being able to develop them.
All right, let's head to Washington, D.C., where Scary Terry is putting a scare into the Commanders' offense by asking for a trade. The team has stated that they don't want to trade Terry, but Terry's got 1 year left on a 3-year, $68 million deal, and, well, he wants a new one. Jaden Daniels had a breakout year, especially when he was targeting Terry McLaurin. Brew, this is one of your favorite graphics that we debuted a few weeks ago that you then lambasted me for it. When he was targeting Terry, completed 66% of his passes, had almost 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions with a passer rating of 128. Well, Josh took it as a personal affront and decided to make the graphic that you were waiting for. Here's by target for Jaden.
Okay. That puts it in context.
9.2 yards for Terry. Everybody else under 7.
That's
15
important.
and 2 to Terry. 15 and 8 for everybody else. Passer rating 128 when targeting everybody else. A little bit below 92.
That sounds like something his agent would show in the negotiation.
You know what? I actually think it's fair. Like, if you want to view me as just Terry McLaurin in a vacuum, or am I part of the team's success and your star quarterback success? It's your reaction to the trade request.
They're not trading him. They can't trade him.
You don't think so?
No way. No.
Oh.
First of all, as you saw from the graphic, he's clearly your best receiver. We all knew that. Coach, he's also he's one of the best deep ball receivers in the league, and I think that's where Jaden, he was a great deep ball thrower at LSU. Last year was fine. He obviously had some huge moments of Hail Mary and stuff, but he can get better at that, but not without Terry McLaurin. So I think that there's no way they're trading him. First of all, how are you going to find a team that's willing to give up whatever you have to give up to get him, and then pay him $34 million what he wants on top of that?
Drive right up I-95 if you want to, and then get off at Providence.
All right. But I think they have no desire to trade him, nor should they. He's too important to their team. And so I think this is just negotiable.
Washington's in a little bit different spot than Dallas is in. So they go to the NFC Championship game. They've got the young quarterback. They go out this offseason. They get Tunsil. They get Debo. Yep. They draft a a tackle number 1 overall. They're obviously trying to solidify the offense and the offensive weapons around Jaden. So there's that component of it. And I'm sure organizationally where they're frustrated or concerned is Terry's going to be 30 in September. So he's got an older receiver, and typically the older receivers don't get the same amount of money as the younger guys. And again, when you're looking at comps, you could make an argument that Terry deserves the top end, and they can make an argument that older receivers don't necessarily get the top end. To me, this is going to have to be resolved maybe as a patch, as opposed to a long-term deal or this being his final deal. It's one of those, hey, we'll up $5 million or six, some number where he's happy to play for that number this season,
and then hit,
knowing that he can go get another bite of the apple next year and be completely free. And that to me seems like the best way to solve this short term. And then Washington can move on next year and go find their answer if they want to.
Here are the odds for Terry McLaurin's next team. So you guys are both right. The Commanders are still number one. Ooh. Number 2, the New England Patriots.
It'd be a smart move if you could get it.
We've got money. I mean, I think it comes down to, if we just dig through these teams, if you're on the podcast listening, it goes Commanders, Patriots, Raiders, Titans, interesting, Chargers, Jets, Browns, Steelers, Arizona, and then Seattle. To me, Coach, it comes down to, are the Patriots actually trying to make some noise, or are we still kind of in a rebuilding process? If you're sitting on cap space and a number 1 wide receiver is open, and you've kind of hitched your wagon to Stephon Diggs, who, again, I mean, you have 2 over 30 number 1 wide receivers, like, yeah, maybe.
You could, and it allows you to make more noise than you would if you don't go get it. But again, what do you want to be a couple years out? Right. What do you and you start signing a bunch of older guys. Older guys get injured a lot more frequently. Their play falls off typically a lot quicker than you'd like them to, and they don't see the end of that deal anyways. And now you're stuck in a situation where a year or 2 from now, where maybe New England's in a great position to compete, and you don't have the resources that you would have had if you had waited.
I know they don't have the money, but again, Buffalo would be a place you'd love to see him. Him and Josh Allen.
Yeah, you'd love to see him in Kansas City, anywhere that.
I just feel, and look, I think Keon Coleman and Shakir are good, Khalil Shakir, but McLaurin would be great. I think the Chiefs' receiving core is good if they are healthy. I think they're set if they're healthy.
But I don't know if they're McLaurin good.
No. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what Worthy.
You know what project we need to do? Maybe during the dark week? Is the over 30 wide receiver, decline more a thing of the past?
Well, look at D-Hop. He's not close to what he used to be.
But I don't know. Devontae Adams still putting up numbers. Tyreek, I don't know.
When you look at that pool, it's a mixed bag. Yeah. And if you want to make the argument and you want to go get the guy, you can go to the owner and say, hey, look at all these older guys that have really hit and been productive. And then if you don't love the deal and you want to kill it, you can go to the owner and say, hey, look at all these older guys that weren't very productive. Right. It just depends on where you sit.
Okay, coming up next, we are doing Brews NFC most to gain. Oh no, AFC breakout stars, and Mike Tomlin's take on Aaron Rodgers that we found very interesting.
Eczema,